It again. Verizon was just named America's most reliable network by Root Metrics for the 16th time in a row, proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon builds networks. That's why we're building 5G right. That's why there's only one best network, Verizon. Best and most reliable based on Root Metrics reports from second half 2013 to first half 2021 of 3 operators on all network types combined, not specific to 5G networks.
What's going on, everybody?
We made it. We made it.
What's on, y'all? We here. Oh, it's been a rough week for Sister Navitta, boy. I done started working. I think they think this is the Plantation Nation.
Hey.
But I'm glad to be here with y'all. It's a lot been going on. Let's give some folks time to come in to the
Man,
talk while I try to bring this
time
up.
to face the nation.
Oh, it's time for us to do it. We got some serious shit. We got to have some family talk up in here. It's time for us to have some family talk
up in here.
Up in here.
I'm gonna go close this door. I'm glad none of y'all worried about me getting out.
Yeah, Cal. I got a
Your house trying to
got a
kill me.
program right
I
now
know I
going,
got
okay?
shit everywhere. I know. I'm about to have some. I'm gonna have to have somebody come over here
right.
now that I'm
I
working
got a
on.
program I'm doing on the internet.
And do it
I'll talk to you later. All right.
Hey, look at him looking at myself. Oh,
All right, cool. All right, y'all gonna tell your friends, tell your family, tell your friends, tell them we up here on here live. We're gonna change the time for the show.
With my job, I've been having some issues getting here on time. So we're gonna have to change the time and possibly today. We'll see. Because I want to continue to bring you the latest.
From the greatest.
From the greatest. That's right, Illumala.
Right,
So
right,
let's get started with some current events real quick. Anything in the news anybody want to discuss before we get started on our topic, which is the damsel in distress syndrome.
Oh, the damsel in distress syndrome, huh? All right, I'm glad, we are going to probably be shut down after the show because both these motherfuckers is hot. Motherfucker and fatherfucker are hot about some shit that's going on in the news. And it's cool. Now, because like I said, we got our own platform, so we can stream whenever we want to, however we want to. These other platforms are just that, other and extra. But let's just say, in the news, we got Brother Polite said he got 2 charges dropped.
Okay, what do you know what they were?
There was the 2 major ones.
Which was what? Shit.
Something about raping a minor or some shit like that. Whatever it was, he still got 4 charges that he got to battle. And so first off, let me correct myself. Polite, because I can no longer say brother because we putting ourselves in dumb situations. And one of the questions that one of the major discussions that we've been having here, as well as on the Daily Toast, is about us having boundaries and borders. And you can't have boundaries and borders without rules and stipulations. And it's just certain shit that we should not have anything to do with. Some shit we just can't have anything to do with.
What do you mean by that?
For example, regardless of whether I rape a young girl or not, I should not be out with a minor at early in the morning. After nighttime, it's morning time, and be somewhere with them of the opposite sex in a place where you usually take somebody at that time to fuck. Makes no sense to me.
Logical sense. So that kind of falls into what you were saying earlier, Lumala, about rules.
Right.
Or do we are we missing certain rules that we used to have that you just didn't do? Because I know with me, I remember being told like even if you went on a date with a man and it was a certain time of the night, you don't go back to take that man back home with you. You don't go to the hotel with this man. You don't do nothing. You take that motherfucker, take you home unless you plan on having sex with him. And if you didn't, then don't, because that sends the wrong message.
Yeah, and then the people who are being accused, you need to be making sure that you don't get caught in no upside down situations where you're gonna be accused
Because you're doing goofy shit.
because you're doing
Not
goofy
get,
shit.
and that's the issue. Not get caught. Some of us, especially those of us that put ourselves in positions to where people are going to know us and we represent the culture and we speak on the culture and shit like that.
Right.
We can't put ourselves in it. It ain't not get caught, nigga. Fuck that. You ain't supposed to
not
do
get
no
caught.
shit like
I
that.
said get caught up in no goofy
okay.
shit. Not get caught.
Right.
You don't want to get caught up in no goofy shit.
Right.
So you may not have done something, but because you made the poor decision to even get engaged in some goofy ass shit, like taking a teenage girl to a hotel.
Wait, after you went to a party that you couldn't, you was taking them to a party or someplace. Let's put it this way. For a teenager, anything up after 9 o'clock and it's not your child and it's of the opposite sex, there's an issue.
Yeah, you should.
There's an issue.
That's an issue automatically.
See, even at school, when I have young ladies, one of the things that we try to do, if especially when we got enough staff, is as a man, I don't need to be nowhere with any of them by myself. I just took a young lady home and I had a staff member ride with me just in case.
Yes.
Just in case. We have to be above and beyond. Those of us that represent the culture. I represent something. So I know that if some shit fall back on me, it's going to reflect everybody that's with me.
Right.
Right.
Everybody.
Right.
So we're so selfish that we feel that nothing can apply to us. There's no rules. And then I'm so sick of this I'm grown shit. I'm so sick of hearing it. Motherfucker, if you got to tell a motherfucker you grown, you went down.
Right.
You went down.
Right. Right.
And so is the person you telling. They doubt your status and you doubt yours. Motherfucker, I'm grown. If you have to tell somebody that, if you feel that you have to tell somebody that, you feel you in a circle where people don't recognize your status, you need to stop fucking with them. Right. How about that?
Yeah, because
just because your ass got money don't mean that you above nobody's law. The law belongs to the damn universe.
But I can make it make sense, Illuminati.
Huh?
I can make it make sense.
All right.
Moses' daughter was 14. I mean, this is the type of shit we do. You know what I'm saying? We get so goddamn deep that we don't make any motherfucking sense no more. That shit was 2,000 years ago. Nigga, we in 2021, it don't apply. It didn't apply in 1940, didn't apply in 1950, 1960. We are in 2021. And if you're talking ancient shit, you know what I'm saying? How niggas used to do, how they used to get down back then. Nigga, they used to also have 5 days in the year that actually didn't exist. So basically, motherfuckers do whatever they want in those 5 days. You participate in that shit too? Huh? Come on now. Stop playing with me. They're playing with me and y'all irritating me. So that was my current event. He had 2 charges dropped. I'm trying to look for the charges now. He got a battle, but we don't need to put ourselves in fucked up situations. And then also as a conscious community, we really need to look at how we deal with violators of what we say we are. Some motherfuckers don't even need to make it to court. If it becomes questionable, they shouldn't even make it to court because these motherfucking weak back haters are just running rampant with this shit. So we already got an uphill battle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I got a story.
What's the story?
I got a sister that I love dearly tried to throw a Juneteenth and some shit popped off that she ain't want to pop off because she want people to know that in the culture we have fun. We get down. Some shit happened that we had to kind of repair because it took us about 2.5 years, but we had a nice turnout for our latest Juneteenth. But the issue is, some of us spend so much time trying to get people to understand that we are human beings too. Because a lot of you are out there, you take what the idea of consciousness and you fuck it up so bad that nobody want to deal with us. Nobody want to donate to what we do. Why? Why y'all doing that shit?
Well, you know, it's just because we live in a place where people are just fucked up people. And one of the theories I was just reading in, I don't know how true you haven't really sat and thought about it, but it was saying that people or so many words are saying people are just fucked up by nature and they're going to do everything they can to obtain all the resources, no matter by any means necessary. And if that's human nature, they say.
Oh, that's
why laws are here, because they were saying that we as people, which I don't know if I necessarily agree to a certain degree, but we as people don't know how to fucking act. We'll try to, like, you know, what was it? During the dark ages. You see how white folks acted during the dark ages.
Bring it back. Because remember, with these theories, a lot of these theories
are based on their lifestyle.
They theorize in a way that makes them the center of the universe. And when we start quoting their shit back, we got to be very clear that when we quote their shit back, which I know you know, but we got to be very careful because they are looking at the world from their perspective.
From their eyes. Yeah, that's what I say. And
they the center.
And it may apply to them.
It applied it because we had cultures that didn't have
that because we had plentiful resources, and we weren't killing each other to have them all.
Right. And even though that were expanding to take them, we were giving motherfuckers opportunities to join. And in some cases, some people was just left alone. You want to be out there, you can be out there by yourself. Now, but once we ran into the West, once we ran into the Asian, fuck the West Asian. Once we ran into the Asian period, all that shit stopped. We never stopped it, right? We kept doing that shit, right? We kept doing that shit, and that's why we are in this situation right now. A lot of people don't understand. It's not because we didn't have the technology. It's not because we was weaker. It's because we treated everybody as humans. And because we still look at that in the same way, we keep on getting fucked over. But you know what? The generation that we're bringing up after me ain't going to be like that. I'm just letting y'all know.
Ain't going to be like that. Even after my son's generation, it seems to get worse and worse and less and more, what I say, more European standards are being incorporated into us as a people the longer we stay in this land in America. And that could be abroad as well, but I'm just talking about America right now because that's where I live. But anyway, as we all know, R. Kelly, we're going to get to that. R. Kelly was found guilty.
What?
I did not read the details, but I did see the heading and said he was guilty of sex trafficking and racketeering. Sure. So that's what he was charged with. He was found guilty. Now, I was, expecting a charge of at least child molestation or sex with minors, but that wasn't.
Racketeering charge is gonna get your ass up to 100 motherfucking years.
Oh, he's sitting down, dog. But what's gonna end up happening with him? I think it's gonna be the same thing that happened with Bill Cosby.
Because for him to get the racketeering charge, they're already saying that his lawyers are already talking because they really cannot charge him with racketeering in his case because he really was not a ringleader getting girls from everywhere and bringing them, they orchestrated, because honestly, that could apply to any celebrity.
Well, hold on. They saying sex trafficking. So if you're trafficking, this means that you're bringing people in
and selling them for sex.
And this is what that shit is not going to stick. Because according to all the stories that we heard, family, we ain't heard that R. Kelly was pimping hoes. We heard that he was fucking
hoes.
You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't. So I think that here's what I think happened is they came out when they first came out with it. Was it 2 years ago? They said that they had new evidence that he'd been with minors, and they had this tape and everything they claimed to have, and they didn't have it for real. They was trying to scare this motherfucker into just taking a plea bargain because over 86% of cases are plea bargain now. So then, you know, they would have never had to show no evidence when you plea bargain the case. But they felt by keeping him in jail all that time that he would be like, I'm tired of being in jail. I just take a plea. But he didn't. So he took that shit to the box. And guess what? He lost, which is not rare. But my question is this, the sex trafficking part. I mean, were these women really sex trafficked, though? Because, I mean, they wanted to be there in the beginning, and they stayed there for a period of time. They could have left at any time, even though they say they couldn't have left. But then they have video of these women in music videos with hundreds of people around. People on Rodeo Drive and Melrose, they had photos of them shopping, and where they had filmed themselves like, I'm out shopping, and, you know, and R. Kelly was nowhere to be found. And yeah, they did. They had evidence of this. So they're like, so how? This is where we want to merge into the damsel in distress syndrome, is what I call it.
You know what I like to call it?
What?
Bitch, please. I'm just
okay. That's the bitch please syndrome. Because I think at some point we as women, like when like I said, when we were in our times, there were certain things you just didn't do as a woman if you wasn't trying to fuck. Period. You just didn't do it. You didn't go.
What rules you followed?
Like I had someone tell me before that if you on a date with a man and it gets to be a certain time of the night and y'all still out on the date, you don't ask him back up to your house. You don't go over his house. If he said, I'm going to get a room for the night and we just can chill out, you don't buy none of that shit. You just keep it moving and go home by yourself. Unless
you want to.
You trying to fuck. Because that's code word for I'm trying to fuck.
I have a right as a woman, Navitta, to be where I choose to be, and I should be able to be safe. Even if I'm in your apartment, in your bed, with my titties out. No means no.
Look here.
Yeah, but this is my question here.
Navitta, okay. You can lay in my bed with your titties out and tell me no, and I wouldn't. Yeah. I wouldn't push the issue.
If we're talking about women who are,
let's try it,
quote unquote underage, if you will. So if they are underage, then, you know, what does that look like if you with an overage man and you already know he older than you?
Well, I think that underage women are kind of different.
Because see, also you have to look
because they're young and they don't know any better. But when you are grown,
but when you goddamn got a mother, you know, when you got a mother who fuck with when she was underage and she fucked with overage dudes, you see what I'm saying? You know, most women, as I've always said, that you are the image of the person who brought you into the world.
Hold on, Lulu.
Go ahead, let him finish.
You are the image of the person who brought you into the world. Now, I'm not going to too particularly, you know, elaborate on underage as much as, well, you are the example of your mother, especially if she ain't told you nothing or taught you anything. You're the example of her. So if you hanging out with motherfuckers like R. Kelly, you know, and you 15, 16 years old, guess what? All you got to do is go ask your mother what that shit look like.
No, listen. What? Not teaching your child something is teaching your child
something. Right.
Now, I mean,
we got to teach our children to do better.
Now, not only that, but, you know, with the underage thing, we got to go on it and we got to dance around it a little bit gingerly. When we was talking about the issue that me and Navitta was talking about, I want to make sure people understand. We're talking about grown-ass women. We're talking about grown-ass people. Right now, with children, we got to look at it a little bit different. But you brought up a key point, Illumina. Where is the parents in all this shit? Now, I'm saying this. I'm just saying this. As men, if a nigga like R. Kelly is running through our neighborhood, and we know, because we know fathers knew, we know uncles knew, we know big cousins knew.
That water that's not open.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of everybody has supposedly thugs in their family, and niggas talk that gangster shit. Where was the gangster shit when this man did something and violated these young ladies? Right?
Right.
Where was the streets? See, this is the shit that bothers me about this no snitch rule. Right? When it comes to unrighteous motherfuckers doing shit, there is absolutely no repercussions at all.
But the thing about it is, people do snitch.
See, snitch. We talking about two different things.
Well, you said snitch.
No, I said street justice.
You said snitch, the no snitching rule. You did.
No, I ain't say. I said that earlier. I ain't hit the no snitching rule.
I'm about to show you said it.
You don't rewind. If y'all heard me say snitch, somebody put it up so I can stand corrected.
But anyway, you said doing this whole snitching thing. But anyway, yes, you did. You might want to go. What you got in that motherfucking cup?
This is that.
That's coffee.
He wish it was
Giammi coffee with some ambrosia, baby.
Yeah, that's
and that sea moss.
Biro. Okay.
Okay, so go ahead.
So my thing is this: as women, grown women, we have to take accountability at some point. You can't go with a motherfucker because
I said I apologize to be the.
I know you said it, but
nigga, I don't believe you either, Chance. I think you like her, so you on her side. This some R. Kelly shit. Thing.
Women, grown women, need to take some accountability for their actions, and you can't come back later and be a victim of some shit because a motherfucker didn't. Your game plan didn't turn out like you wanted. For example, we don't even have to use R. Kelly. We could just use any man. You might say a man, whether it be somebody that's famous, right? And you like, oh, because I've seen it many times, even living in Los Angeles. The women is throwing themselves at these men, like, pick me. And then he pick you.
Pick me shit.
And then he take you home and he piss on you. And you like, okay. And you go back maybe a second time or a third time. And you know this motherfucker like to piss and play in doo-doo or whatever. Because those were the kind of shit they was accusing R. Kelly of doing.
What?
Then you come back later on like, he took advantage of me. He was in a position of power and he took advantage of me. Okay, bro. Okay, you know what? This is the thing.
But all the motherfuckers you was hollering at, pick me wasn't in the position of power. You ain't gonna say pick me above no motherfucker streets, average street people. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't throwing yourself.
I ain't letting no average street person pee on me.
No.
So you was right. So you only did it because you wanted to be with this person. Even just because they don't even have to necessarily give you nothing. Some of these chicks that I've seen, they just want to be with motherfuckers so they can have the bragging rights to say, I was with this celebrity.
Look, I have been in the.
Wait, hold on. Wait, stop. Women brag about shit like that?
Yeah, of course they do. Go ahead and look up for you.
I have been in conversations with I have been around women, man, in my lifetime that have said, see that dude right there? I'm gonna fuck him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And all they gotta do is go in front of the motherfucker, and whatever he say, all they gotta do is say yes.
You ain't got to do that.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know, because you already said what you gonna do. So you have done everything that you said that you was gonna do, and you got the results. You see what I'm saying?
And then, you know, like I remember a young lady who I knew in LA who I've told this story before, had sex with a football player named Jerry Rice. And she just wanted to be with him because he was Jerry Rice.
Right.
So after they got to the hotel and he fucked her every which way but loose, he's like, bitch, get out. And she's like, well, how am I supposed to get home?
The best way you can.
The best way you can, bitch. And then
I got some bubble gum for you. I ain't got no money, but I got some bubble gum for you.
She had to call somebody. She's stranded in LA with no way home. But my thing is, you decided to go up to this motherfucker room. This is a celebrity. And let me tell you, I've met celebrities before.
Next time, don't say somebody's name. I don't want to get sued.
Stop it.
You say names.
Don't go around motherfuckers. You know that they are known for fucking bitches. And then you want to be fucked too. And you think you're going to be that one bitch that he going to treat pussy different. And then when he don't, he an asshole.
Yeah.
When he don't show you nothing different, now he's the asshole.
Right.
When you know that all he fucks all the bitches like that. But you know what? You thought you had that special pussy that was gonna make him call you tomorrow.
It's magic.
This magic.
But as a celebrity, there's 100 motherfuckers passed through him just like you did. You know what I'm saying?
So
as
who?
a celebrity.
Who?
As a celebrity, there's 100 motherfuckers who passed through
him just
the same way you did.
And you know that going in. That's why I know I have met celebrities before living in LA, and I have been invited to parties with celebrities and different things like that. And I just declined because I had a brother who told me, and he was vice president of Def Jam Records at the time. And he told me, don't go to them parties. Don't do that because this is what they expect from you.
We did it again. Verizon was just named America's most reliable network by Root Metrics for the 16th time in a row, proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon builds networks. That's why we're building 5G right. That's why there's only one best network, Verizon. Best and most reliable based on Root Metrics reports from second half 2013 to first half 2021 of 3 operators on all network types combined, not specific to 5G networks. We did it again. Verizon was just named America's most reliable network by Root Metrics for the 16th time in a row, proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon builds networks. That's why we're building 5G right. That's why there's only one best network, Verizon. Best and most reliable based on Root Metrics reports from second half 2013 to first half 2021 of 3 operators on all network types combined, not specific to 5G networks.
Yeah. And everybody, and I wasn't from LA. I'm new to LA. I'm thinking we're gonna go have some fun. Yeah. You're like, yeah, you're gonna have some fun. And they expect you to have sex with them. And if you don't, they're gonna kick your ass out and you're gonna be stuck somewhere or needing somebody to give you a ride. Don't even put yourself in that predicament. Because the girl that I was going with, he said she called you to go because she's down with it. She know how to get down. But right. She get down like that. And they like for girls to bring other girls that they feel are attractive. Oh, yeah. So they bring another attractive girl, and then boom, they, you know what I'm saying? So
and then you get caught up in the moment.
Yeah.
And then you stuck up in this motherfucker, and then you want to be like play victim all of a sudden. Oh, such and such is a piece of shit. He just had sex with me, and he didn't even, call me the next day or put me out or whatever. And it can go. I even think this goes as far as even on the job, when they talk about how you abuse their power on the job. Now, this is not every scenario, but sometimes on the job, women sleep with men for the purpose of, and they know what they're doing. It's for the purpose of trying to get a promotion. Because guess what? There's plenty of women who don't sleep with the man and try to get a promotion. So my thing is that you don't get the promotion and then you want to cry and say that was an abuse of power because he was in a higher position than me. And I, this is what I mean, damsel in distress. I'm just a dainty flower and I don't know how to say no. And I thought I was going to lose my job but you know what, bitch, you purposely went for him with that intention.
Well, some people don't even expect the shit. It's just something about power that I think some people are attracted to. So, I mean, like you said, they don't even want nothing sometimes. I just want the ability to be able to say I have power thrusting inside of me. Or
either I was with that person who had power.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But see, that's my thing. Those are not the ones who usually in job place complain after the fact.
But at the end of the day, during the day you may say, damn, I was with so and so, the vice president of Capitol Records. But at the end of the day, you ain't gonna be able to say that shit. You're gonna be pissed off.
Right, you're gonna be pissed off because the women who are the ones who want something in return, and they think I'm gonna sleep my way to the top. And especially
if you're working for the company too.
And you try to sleep your way to the top, and then guess what happened?
What you mean sleep your way to the top?
You gonna fuck yourself into a promotion.
Right.
You gonna fuck this motherfucker.
No, because I fall asleep on the job all the time. Is that the same thing you talking about?
No.
I fall asleep in meetings.
No,
that's not what. No,
that's not
you
sleeping
gonna.
your way to the top.
No, motherfucker, you sleeping your way to the bottom, motherfucker. Shit with that shit.
Not leaving your way.
But now you wanna once you
way.
done that shit, now you mad. You didn't get the promotion, and somebody else got the promotion, and she ain't even have to fuck him. So now you want to call HR and say, I fucked the CEO of the company, and guess what? I feel like I'm a victim because he is in a bigger position of power than me.
Look, I remember that guy, right? You know, she fucked that motherfucker and fucked that motherfucker and fucked that motherfucker because she made it to the top.
Did she make it?
Yeah, she goddamn
and
right.
She ain't complain about
and
it.
You know what? He was married and she was married, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she did not complain. That bitch was in charge of a whole bunch of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You know,
she must have had a cooter that talked to you, motherfucker.
Well, no, she had pussy that was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
there is no.
He wanted her.
No magic pussy or magic dick. It's and right place.
He
right
wanted
time.
her, and she, like you said earlier, the way she was gonna get to what she needed, because he was at the top almost any goddamn way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Until because she worked for him all the way through the motherfucking thing. She worked for that motherfucker.
And she got promotions and promotions.
Goddamn right. Shit. I was a GS6 and she was a GS motherfucking 7.
And see, you know what she could do
though?
According to the law, though,
she
could come back later on and say that this is considered a form of rape because he is in a position of power and she is not.
Right.
And that's bullshit.
But you know what though? Even in that goddamn position, she wasn't telling nobody and everybody knew. And she didn't give a fuck.
Now that's that old school. That's that old school mentality.
Yeah.
Now we got this whole woke shit.
Right.
Woke. What's the shit because now they throwing that Me Too shit. You got this woke Me Too.
And I think a lot of times, like I seen an article where a woman who was said she was raped by a dude, and you know, they went out, they partied, and that's another thing I think women need to be more responsible for. You can't, in my opinion, you can't get drunk as fuck, go home with a motherfucker, get in the bed with the motherfucker, and tell him you want to fuck and grab on his dick, and then wake up the next day and be like,
what happened?
And then be like, I was drunk. You raped me because I was drunk. Where is her accountability for her actions? This motherfucker ain't Miss Cleo or the Long Island medium motherfucker. He don't know that yes means no, motherfucker. I've heard women say shit like, well, you know, it's not fair because if any man who sleeps with a woman that's drunk, that's rape. Well, then a lot of motherfuckers been raped then. And I think this type of shit really is a disrespect to women who are actually taken advantage of, because now you're making it as though rape is just so easily done, and it's just I was drunk and I was raped, but I said yes, I wanted him. Yeah, I might have sucked him off, and I might have, you know, did all this stuff and told him I was so into it, but I really didn't mean it because I was drunk. So the next day I want to take it all back because I want to be that preserved woman. That's a Karen move, motherfucker. And I'm tired of women doing that shit too. We need to stop doing that shit. And it's so fucked up because now if I was a man, you know what I'm saying? I would never hit on a motherfucking woman. Or not. I make you sign some shit before we lay it down. Like, you really want to have sex with me, bitch? Because I don't want you coming back tomorrow talking about, oh, I felt like you took advantage of me because I had smoked a joint or I had a couple of martinis and you took advantage of me and now I want to sue you or charge you with rape. You know, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
You want me to agree with you?
You think Caucasians do that shit more than black people or what?
Yeah.
They're gonna know that. Let's put
Caucasian women.
They are allowed to get away with that type of shit more than black women are. People listen to that. Them white tears.
Yeah, but and now you got, you know, but you know, you got I have these same types of discussions with black women, like I said before. Like, I don't understand this thing of, it's mean for a man to say smile to a woman. That's it's intrusive. It's toxic masculinity. And it's like, what the fuck, bitch? I can't say smile to you now. And I heard a woman at work tell a male client, because he was walking, had a frown face, and she was like, smile. But I didn't, I ain't saying nothing. But according to today, that's a form of fucking harassment and toxic masculinity. And it's like, we do so many things now that we used to look at as that's a white people thing. Now it's normal. It's just the norm,
because their normal has been transformed finally into a universal thing, and everybody's trying to fit into that shit.
And something in school that what I'm studying right now is different theories, and I can't remember the theory. That's why I got a D on the motherfucking quiz. But there is a theory also that the dominant culture makes the rules. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just that the dominant culture makes the rules, and that determines what's right or wrong. So you may be in a different culture that may not subscribe to whatever it is they're talking about that is illegal, but that's because the dominant culture makes the rules.
Right.
And
I agree.
And another thing that I noticed that we've kind of turned around at as black folks is the I want to talk about this and just remember the spanking of your children. Now, I was on a thread the other day.
Who spanks?
And they said that spanking is something that you should never spank your child. And we learned it from slavery. No African culture, which I don't know who the fuck they're talking about, but the comment was made that no African culture spanked their child. So, I'm like, well, there's a difference between, disciplining and physical abuse. And they was like, any type of physical activity of hitting your child is a form of assault. That's what a black woman told me that. It's assault. So my question is this, like I said, when your kids get to be in, maybe some people are lacking a father in the home, but I always had a father in the home. And sometimes males get to a point, and I guess females do too. I didn't have any female children, but they start smelling themselves, as they call it. I'm grown, and then so when they try to step to their dad, like they gonna whoop their dad's ass.
Oh, no, that's a no.
And the dad whooped their ass, and I'm like, so you mean to tell me if a 16-year-old motherfucker get in your face like, I ain't doing this, dad, I ain't going nowhere, dad, make me.
What? Who?
And you supposed to talk this motherfucker down with words?
Time out. That is the result of you not laying it down throughout their lifetime.
Not necessarily.
Shit.
Not necessarily. Because sometimes children will lose a lapse in judgment.
Listen.
I've seen it before with parents. You be like, your parents don't play that. I can't even believe you tried that. But they tried it. You know what I'm saying? And I had people on there telling me, black people, that any type of hitting your children.
Where was you at? What was this at?
On Facebook is a form of assault. I forget the page.
Well, you need to stay off that goddamn page.
And it was a form of assault. And it was just a long thread, and and everybody came at me.
I wonder what kind of relationship. Why
you put yourself in a position where people can come at you?
Because it don't bother me.
Okay, cool. All right.
It don't bother me. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say how I feel.
I wonder what kind of relationship do they have with their children.
But see, when we was coming
probably
up,
don't call them, or don't talk to them.
When we was coming up, if there was a child in the store, and I remember one time, I'll never forget Bobby Jenkins. This white lady was in a store with her kid, and his name was Bobby Jenkins. And every 2-3 minutes, Bobby Jenkins, get over here. Bobby Jenkins, put that away. Bobby Jenkins, Bobby Jenkins. Yes, Bobby Jenkins was white.
Yeah,
my son was little then, and he looked at me and he said, Mom, if that was me, I would have got a whooping. He said, motherfucker, no, you don't turn me out in no motherfucking store.
That's right.
And some children, you can talk them down, but every child is not the same. But now, when I see all these black Bobby Jenkins every motherfucking where.
I'm going to kick your motherfucking ass, man. I ain't gonna be doing too much talking to your motherfucking ass.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to you before we go to the store.
In a rapidly changing world, people wonder more and more about where their food comes from and how it was grown. The farmers who grow America's corn understand how important this is and want to share the stories from our farms of how we are working to grow an incredible crop that can be an answer to sustainability questions and is grown by men and women who value the air, water, soil, and our natural resources just like you. To find out more about how corn farmers are working to feed and fuel a vibrant economy and healthy planet, visit ncga.com. NCGA, a commitment to the future.
And I don't want to hear nothing else. And if you're still acting up, I'm going to talk to your ass after we get to the store. But it's going to be an ass whipping after that.
Look, my friend took his granddaughter to the store, and she was running through. It's reached the temperature. She was running through the store, and she was going through all the under the clothing and pulling them down. And he was like, "Get over here, get over here." And she was like, "No,
stop,
no,"
stop.
And pulling down all the clothes in the motherfucker.
No. This is a white kid,
black, and he's trying to.
Unbelievable.
He's trying to. Oh, my nose is itching. Talk this child down.
Talk the child down, huh?
And guess what she did? She wasn't one of them kids that was trying to hear all that. She tore that motherfucking store up. You hear me? She tore that motherfucking store up. And I'm
was
on
she bigger than him?
She was only like 5.
She was 5. And she tore the store up.
She tore that motherfucking store up.
I hope he had to pay for every goddamn thing she bought.
I'm on the phone and I can hear her. No. I was weak. I was laughing. Like
I hope that he had to pay for all that shit.
Right. I hope so too.
I pray, God, if there's a God in heaven, any parent who has to have a discussion with their child.
But I want somebody to say, I mean, do they, it's a new generation,
What?
You can't should we not spank our children?
Stop. It's a new generation, I agree. But are the consequences of being black the same?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Ass whooping still need to commence.
That's right.
Ass whooping.
We learned that from slavery.
Look.
Wait, I will challenge that shit. I will challenge that shit. Matter of fact, I ain't got to challenge it. Show me the documentation, motherfucker, please. See, because I'm so sick of these motherfuckers that's just so deep that they serve no earthly purpose at all. You have some killed children that you can talk down, that you never have to touch, but you always get that one. In every family, there's that one.
That ain't trying to hear
I ain't trying to hear shit you got to say. And you got to lay the law down.
I always want to be in control.
And see, as parents, we always got to be in goddamn control because we are responsible for that child's life. We're responsible for the damage that child do. We have to be in control. It ain't wanting to be. If you're a parent, you're supposed to be in goddamn control.
Look, well, you should be able to be in control with your words.
Check this out. My son was a senior in high school, and he called himself wanting to hang with some motherfuckers in high school that I guess parents, I don't know what was wrong with their parents, right? But they call themselves gonna go do some fucking acts, right? And I don't know if I said this to y'all before, but the police calls my motherfucking job and says, "Do you have a son by the name of," I ain't gonna call his name.
Okay.
And I said, "Yeah." They said, "Well, we got him in here. I think you got the wrong person." So I hung the phone up. He called me again and told me the same thing and repeated it. I said, "I'll be right there." And this was in the Whitehall motherfucking police department. I said, "Well, pull him out." I punched the motherfucker right in his mouth in the motherfucking police shop. Punched him right in his motherfucking mouth.
But you're supposed to use your words.
I said, "What the fuck are you doing in here?" Wham! The motherfucking police said, "I wish more motherfuckers would come in here and do that kind of shit."
Mm-hmm.
But that was so unmyotic.
Shit.
Bullshit.
You ain't gonna call me on my motherfucking job. Not that I'm dedicated to white folks like that, but don't call me on no bullshit when you're supposed to be taking care of some other bullshit of your own in school.
Right.
If you're not in school, motherfucker, and we sent you there, then bitch, you in the wrong motherfucking place. Wham! You know what I'm saying? I don't play.
Wham!
Okay.
Listen,
He coming out there with white gloves on. Motherfucker, pow! You know what I'm saying? Now you take that motherfucking shit back in that back room with your motherfucking ass.
And see, this is what I'm saying. Did you have any more problems after that?
None.
Okay.
The nigga ain't never been there before. And he 30-something years old now. He ain't never been there before. Again.
Now,
Never.
Now, but I will say that method will work on some, and others is you're gonna have to take it. But the PC is different children require different things.
Different forms of discipline for different children.
Right. So everybody is not treated the same. But these people who come with this one way of doing shit, and this one way is the only way and the right way. I'm so sick of these motherfuckers in our community.
Look,
I'm sick.
And then want to use Africa as the motherfucking moniker of why they're
never
doing
been
this
to
shit.
Africa, have not studied Africa, and talk about Africa like it's a single country. You dumb motherfuckers. It's a whole bunch of countries in Africa, and it has always been a whole bunch of different groups who deal with different things in different ways. We live in a society where the consequences for our young people fucking up is different than everybody else's. So we have to go and we have to be severe sometime in our discipline. Now, y'all can say what the fuck you want to say about it, but that's still your thoughts, and it's my thoughts. And if you want to talk your children down, go on and talk it down. If it works, thank God. If it don't, then don't be looking at a brother like me. Wait, hold on. Looking at a brother like me saying, you know, I can't manage this child. Can you come over and help me out? No. I'm sick of some of y'all badass kids.
But you know, they said that there's a lot of there's a lot of black people in jail who were spanked. So apparently that's not the answer.
And there's a lot of black folks in jail that ate chicken too. So using that goddamn logic,
right?
Using your logic, I can say that it was chicken. Motherfuckers eating chicken rather than getting spankings. A lot of motherfuckers use deodorant. Right. I can say that a majority of the people in prison use deodorant. Look, and I think it's deodorant that caused them to go awry. You motherfuckers want to connect what is it? Causality is not
causation.
It's something that they say as far as statistics. If Kwame is on here, somebody, you know the saying, just because something looks like it might be the cause does not necessarily mean that it is the cause. You know what I'm saying? Also, the same statistics that you're using is the same statistics that they say a majority of the people in prison can't read. So it's the whooping or is it the reading?
I'm going to have your ass more scared of me than you all the police, motherfucker. Let me tell you something. One thing I know for sure is that, you know, if that motherfucker ain't listening to you when he that little and you ain't stopping that shit, see when he get this big, he still ain't gonna listen. See when he get that big, he still ain't gonna listen. See when he get the height of your motherfucking ass, he ain't listening at all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you need to slam his ass up against the wall when he's this little so he can know how that shit feel. Or her. And tell that motherfucker, you don't talk back to me.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And when that motherfucker grow up, that motherfucker remember that motherfucking lick that you gave him up beside that motherfucking wall.
Right.
And see, we don't call the police at my house. See when the fucking door closed? It's us in this motherfucker. U.S. Okay. You know, and not United States.
Just us. Just us.
Just us. Motherfucker. Well, I mean, I can't be. I'm surprised there ain't nobody.
What?
Said nothing. We ain't had no comments.
I mean, it's good that they're probably having a good time because this is a good conversation. And it's like, yo, so like there now, and this is something else that we have to do. And like, because the same way that you motherfuckers want to raise the kids is the same way that we try to do shit in the Afrocentric community, in the conscious community. We want to talk motherfuckers down. Some motherfuckers need to be put down. Some motherfuckers need their ass beat. Because what's going on right now is that because everybody can do what they want, we have a motherfucking issue. We have an issue.
We have an issue because, like Illuminati said, the rules have changed Because no rules.
There's no rules.
Is really a rule.
It's a rule.
So
do
it's like
as thou wilt. And I want see, and people got mad at JC for wearing that shit. Do as thy wilt. This is a statement that was created by, I can't remember the white boy's name. They call him the evilest white man alive. Aleister Crowley.
Okay, the Satanist.
He was a Satanist, and he was a racist, and he was a spy. Well, anyway, he had a statement in one of his books that said, do as thou wilt. And motherfuckers came at Jay-Z because Jay-Z was wearing a shirt. You see, he's a follower of Aleister Crowley. And the same people that's pointing that shit out is the same motherfuckers that's living what's on his shirt. Almost everybody out here is doing as thy will.
And you know,
so you devil worshiping motherfucker, you're a Satanist. Or some of you are just closet atheists. Y'all too goddamn scared to be honest and say that you don't believe in God. Because most of the shit that we do, we don't believe in Mayat. We don't believe in the Guza Saba. We don't believe in Kwanzaa. And we don't believe in Allah. We don't believe in shit. Because if we did and we believed that there was a higher power, half the shit that we do, we would not do.
Goddamn right.
Give me a motherfucking break. Y'all kill me with this. We the most spiritual people. Wicked motherfuckers. You on
a roll. You on a roll, motherfucker.
I'm just, and we have to start being honest with ourselves and with the people around us.
And we need to keep being and quit using Africa as your plate for why you do shit. Like Hatim said, it's a whole fucking continent with different countries. And I know I have read, and if anybody
go ahead.
If anybody reads, and even coming up, have read about different, because they was like saying that even tribal people out of Africa didn't spank their children. What, motherfucker? Let me tell you something I read, and I can't remember where I read it at, but I know I read the shit. Some of them cultures, when them motherfuckers get to be like 15, 16 years old, they get caught stealing, they don't be like, oh, he's a minor. They'll cut your fucking fingers off.
Now, that's Islam, but I will say this. Let's talk about adulthood rights, where you have cultures that will tie a rope to your ankle and tell the motherfucker that if you want to be recognized as a man here, you got to jump off the side of this cliff and believe in the rope. Or you got to stick your hand into a hornet's nest. Or you got to take these scars. Or you got to let me knock your goddamn teeth out without whimpering. Or you got to sit here and let me cut your dick skin off and do not move. Get the fuck out of here. Bring your shit to me and let's talk about it. You don't need to whoop a motherfucker's ass when you got a malehood rights that basically cut their dick skin right in front of the whole motherfucking community, because if they do that, they have no doubt about what you're gonna do with them if you fuck up.
Right. And then half of the motherfuckers, half of the black people don't did that, and before too, don't even go through a motherfucking rites of passage. You see what I'm saying? At least in other cultures, outside of America, children are absolutely demanded to go through the rites of passage.
And there are standards through which they are supposed to act, and they are allowed to be children. They are not cooped up in a goddamn square room, in a square building with artificial light for 6 to 8 hours a day, told to sit still.
With MailChimp, you get more than a URL. You get an all-in-one marketing platform to help drive sales with things like data-driven recommendations and powerful automation tools. Get started today at MailChimp.com/smartmarketing. MailChimp, built for growing businesses.
We did it again. Verizon was just named America's most reliable network by Root Metrics for the 16th time in a row, proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon builds networks. That's why we're building 5G right. That's why there's only one best network, Verizon. Best and most reliable based on Root Metrics reports from second half 2013 to first half 2021 of 3 operators on all network types combined, not specific to 5G networks.
They're allowed to be children.
Right.
So y'all want to talk to motherfuckers as if they're adults, but actually what you're doing is you're trying to talk to a domesticated animal. Good luck. Good luck.
And another thing too, this lack of physical discipline, and the word here is discipline, not abuse, not assault, but discipline. And you get this idea now, we're teaching this notion that you could do anything and a motherfucker we supposed to talk it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's Karen shit.
That's white folks.
That's what y'all did with R. Kelly. in Chicago. Y'all spoke to that nigga. If he was doing everything you saying, y'all did that shit with R. Kelly. How did that work? We did that shit with Brother Polite. That's what, you know what I'm saying? If he did what he did, that's what we gonna do. That's what we doing with all these motherfuckers in these communities, fucking with these young girls. We try to talk them down. That's corrupting our very future. That's what we do to the teachers that's in schools fucking our kids. We try to talk them down. How's it working for us?
That shit don't work. And what you do is you teach this child that, well, I'm going to talk to you. Well, don't talk to me. You know, you get a little motherfucker come in and you fucking bitch. You can't tell me what to do, mom. When they going to start talking to you like we used to say, that shit was why white kids talk to their parents. Now we got our kids talking to us like that. And then you got you motherfuckers out here talking about, well, there's no reason to hit them. You got to talk them down. You know, that you should always be able to talk. There is certain shit that I call below the belt words that are a cause for an ass whooping. And that's for children, adults, and shit and everything. But you know what? We're going to keep teaching our children that we can be talked down, and then that's going to give them more motherfuckers to put in the penitentiary.
No, that allows us to fall into there you go. Fall into the trap of white supremacy. That's right. Because when these motherfuckers is running the world, ain't no discussion.
The only people you hear talking down is white folks.
No.
White people always say, well, we got to start the conversation. We got to start the conversation.
No,
motherfucker, we ain't starting no conversation because I ain't gonna have no conversation with you about what the fuck you done done.
See, but that's part of the hustle. See, they want you to learn how to talk.
Yeah.
Right?
Like you don't know how to?
No, not because you don't know how to, because they run the world by not talking. And as long as you try to be verbal with them, you always gonna lose.
And you know, and that's why their kids can afford to have that premise of, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and because they got white privilege, but your black ass kids don't.
They don't.
So as soon as they get out here, just like when Karen get in your face, be like, fuck you, you fucking nigger. I'll kick your ass, or you piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? And then you supposed to sit there and just talk with the bitch, and she all in your face and talking shit, but you supposed to use your words. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Bullshit. You cross the line, motherfucker, you might get that ass whooped. And rightfully so, because if not, then why motherfuckers be complaining about Karens and
motherfucking fact, you keep talking to me crazy, you ain't gonna have to cross the line. I'm gonna cross it on your motherfucking ass.
See, but this is the issue, right? Now, because they didn't talk when it comes to talking, let's look at history. Did they talk at Rosewood?
No. Nope.
Did they talk at what's the place in Oklahoma?
Tulsa.
Yeah. Tulsa? No.
Did they talk when it was putting your ass on the boat?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Throughout history, these are the most non-vocal people in the world. But now they come around, since they run in the world, they want to tell you that being civilized means that you are able to use your words. When we live in a world that has direct consequences. Now, how you choose to raise your child is how you choose to raise your child. But I'm trying to tell you, some of the stuff that you are trying to teach our people is working against us.
Damn right.
Let me tell you something. Your motherfucking kid getting in my motherfucking face the wrong way. Now, I'm older now, and I know there's going to be consequences behind that. But in my younger years, I remember some motherfucker, I told y'all before, they was throwing rocks at my motherfucking car. I was about 21. And there was some kids throwing rocks at my car. Nigga, and I used to be able to run fast. I put that motherfucker in park, and I got out the car, and I chased them motherfuckers. I caught one of them motherfuckers, and I just started whooping that motherfucker's ass. Bam, bam, bam. You know what I'm saying, motherfucker? I bet you won't. So I tell you what, motherfucker, if you don't fucking get them kids in line, you going to run into somebody else who ain't going to tolerate that shit, and they going to do it. And then they get older, it might be the police.
Oh, yeah. That's who. No, it ain't going to might. See, we got to understand there's enough of our young people running into police who have come up through some of these talking methods that feel that they can say whatever they want to the police and get fucked up.
Then it'd be like,
right?
You'd be like,
now, you still got to have to talk with your kids. Now, what I'm trying to, I'm going to say this to you. Stop playing the game. We playing games. So this is one of the ways. Those of you that like talking, you can talk to your child all you want. Get somebody in your family or in your tribe that can handle your children for you. You know, when the talk is not working. Listen, I want to talk to you. Don't make me have to call your uncle.
Right.
You understand? Or call your auntie to come over here because you're acting a goddamn fool. Now, I'm trying to give you an opportunity. So we need to, if we're going to have a talk down, we need to give our children options. If you don't want to do it, you need to have somebody close enough to you and your family
and this is another thing, too. You keep
That's my opinion.
That talking shit, when it, like you said, some children can be talked to, but some cannot. And then you want to send them little motherfuckers to school. And then they disrespecting teachers. I don't know how some of them do it. And I know it's a teacher friend of mine who teaches in predominantly white children. And she said she's amazed at some of the shit them kids say to her.
Man, look, shit.
But now you go to the black school, they're doing the same shit. They doing the same motherfucking shit, talking crazy. And they gonna go home and they mama, because it's 9 times out of 10, it is a single home. So they go home to their mama, and their mama is talking to them.
Now they call the Chinese parents tiger moms. I call our parents alley cat moms. These alley cat moms will come and they loud and they get disrespectful, and you look at them and you can see where their child get this shit.
That's what I'm trying to say earlier.
See, and now they will go home and they will talk to their children and then send them back out for their children to receive services that are supposed to be provided for everybody. And your child will be disrupting everybody from getting the experience. And you still want to come in and demand that your child get some shit that you nor your child really appreciates. These alley cat moms are sending their kids to school for babysitting. And some of y'all could be mad at me for saying that shit, but y'all know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people was calling during the pandemic, apologizing because they never met their children. They never met their children on weekdays between 9 and 3. They met that 11 o'clock motherfucker. The one that we have to, the ones that's in the profession have to meet. And you need to really meet them so that when you come to school, you could tone it down so that we could work together as a community to structure something that's going to help them work. And then some of y'all who do the hands-on, because this is the issue with the hands-on. Some of you will talk your child down, send them back. Nothing, their behavior is the same. Some of you beat your child so goddamn much. I ain't say discipline. You beat your child so goddamn much, or you hit them so goddamn much that they can respond to nothing but hits. But then you send them into a institution where they might have people that love them, that's taught to look at the positive in them, and they see them motherfuckers, and you know what they see?
What?
Victims.
You know what?
They see viciousness, right?
Victims.
No,
they
see victims.
Or victims.
See,
somebody they're gonna make a victim.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna make that motherfucker a victim.
Because if I'm used to being told I ain't shit, I'm used to being told my daddy ain't shit, I'm used to being told, and then I say something or I do something, I immediately get a hit. And you come to the school and be like, oh, you're so wonderful. Oh, you're so smart. You have so much potential. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna give you a timeout. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you
time out my motherfucking ass. That's why I'm like, And where I work at,
some of us don't even need no motherfucking children. You know what I mean?
A lot of us don't need no motherfucking children. That's cold. Give me that air conditioner.
But the only issue is we can't shove them back up into the woman. No. So they already here. So
yeah, well, they already here, but we surely need to get
I'm saying this here, an alley cat mom, you know.
And that's a Giambi term. Don't y'all motherfuckers be running with that.
Yeah. I think that's a good term.
Yeah.
Because the alley cat mom, you ain't gonna be able to talk to that motherfucker. And guess what? You sure ain't gonna be able to talk to her children.
Right.
You know, you sure ain't gonna be able to talk to her children. That's the reason why they are like they are, because they receive that motherfucking treatment from her ass all day long when they're there, twice on Saturdays, and before and after church on Sundays. So when Monday comes, them motherfuckers calling your ass out your name when you get to school.
Not only that.
Goddamn right.
Not only that. Once again, if you are used to receiving this punishment, you're used to being beat. It's kind of, I mean, it's like it don't work. So
come here, motherfucker.
Huh?
Okay, right.
Come here, motherfucker. That's the alley cat mom telling her children, walk the fuck up. Shit, you know?
Right.
I told your ass to get ready earlier, goddammit.
I heard something.
So you don't know what your fucking name is.
I asked a young man about his mom, and he says, along the lines of the guy, because I asked him about his dad, said, that's not my dad. He said, why? Because he broke my mom's heart. I said, wow, okay. I mean, he looked just like him. He said, so what? He broke my mom's heart. And
mom ain't been right since.
No. He said, my mom got a new dude and she happy. So I'm happy for my mom. So the boy got into a little bit of trouble. And when the mom came in, she said something to the effect like, this little motherfucker, I'm going to throw him away.
Whoa, wow.
See, this is the shit that those of us that are working in this, we have to deal with. Because people don't understand the difference between discipline and punishment. Now, or just like, because even with some of the teachers want to, what you'll start finding out, some of the teachers want to punish the children rather than you get the children to learn. So in a sense, we got to walk a tightrope with our children, and we really need to come together as a community because some of these parents don't deserve to be parents, and we got enough people in our community who don't have children that could take some of these, because part of the issue is, you said it early. What's the term you use? Accountability. A lot of these mothers have not had to show accountability for their choice or whatever. It's sort of like it's the man's fault that they had a baby and shit like that. They don't have to show accountability. So then they throw that shit on their children, and their children are able to do shit, and the mom come in and speak up for them. So there's no accountability there. So then we got a bunch of adults that's coming up that are not being held accountable for anything. And then now we are seeing these motherfuckers running around our neighborhoods.
Right. You got these same motherfuckers with no accountability. And then you got, we got the, as you call it, an alley cat mom, that not only is she around with her children, she's like that with the motherfuckers around her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She can't stand women. She can't stand men.
Right.
All men are dogs. All women are bitches. And she's just a miserable bitch.
Right.
But then she's on Facebook, Black Girls Rock. Hey, sis. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, you do not believe that shit. Black girl power. You know what I'm saying? Right. Black women rule. The black woman is God. And then, you hear all this shit. And then as soon as this black woman is God shit, that black bitch, the black woman next to you, piss you off, you ready to jump on this bitch.
Goddamn right.
I thought she was God, according to what you said.
God could get it too. Look. God could get it too.
Okay. A lot of these motherfuckers only like children when children can't talk.
Ooh.
When they're little bitty babies, and they say, "Oh, she's just a cute little thing."
And you said as soon as they say the
soon
first
that
word,
motherfucker say the first word, man, you son of a bitch, you look just like your fucking daddy. Or your mama, or whoever you're looking like. You know what I'm saying? The baby don't even know his motherfucking name yet. And you motherfucker going off.
Wait, he knows his name. His name is Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Okay. That's right.
So that's what I'm saying. You got to learn how to, parenting ain't easy.
It ain't.
But you got to learn to have that medium. You can't not discipline, but you can't fucking abuse your children, beat your verbally or physically.
That's why.
Because then you send them motherfuckers to school with the motherfuckers who ain't got no use to no discipline. And these motherfuckers is beating up the motherfuckers who's talking. And it's just a whole motherfucking mess for the motherfucking school to have to deal with.
Wait, no, there's certain ones that are labeled teacher killers.
You know what, man?
No, listen. It ain't, you could go to any school and you can find
he
some
said we
children.
Need more lighting.
Huh?
Roosevelt Trotter said we need more lighting.
Let's try
Hold on.
this.
One time is enough. Is that better? I hope.
I don't know. It's kind of washing us out.
Yeah, but go ahead.
they're teacher killers, and you can follow their education career, and you can see that every time they was in the classroom, after either halfway through the school year or at the end of the school year, that teacher leaves teaching. You lose a whole motherfucker. So if you have a school that goes from 1st to 6th grade, you can follow this young person through the school, and you can see teachers disappearing. So those are called teacher killers, and they usually are attached to very strong alley cat moms that swear they are the best parents, and then on top of that, with this whole positive outlook shit, we constantly talk. People are being taught to talk to people with the positive first, and with us, when you lead with the positive first, what you are saying is, I am a victim and I am awaiting your abuse.
You know what?
What?
Give me an example of what you mean by that.
All right, cool. Have you ever been in a relationship with a person that didn't like themselves? They hate themselves, and every time you give them a compliment, even when you argue, you try to make them feel good, that nothing you do could make them feel good, and eventually you ended up being at fault for whatever happened. We have bad relationships with our institutions. We have bad relationships within our families. We have bad relationships within our community, and we have bad relationships within our tribe, because motherfuckers can't really look at themselves, because everything that is happening to them and not through them.
Roosevelt said, if only we could talk like this in pulpits and classrooms.
This is the issue. This is why the internet is important. It's changing the game. We are able to talk like this, but in order for us to really talk like this and really to have the real conversations, we have to support those places that do this. You got Geomic Journey Media, you got other outlets where people are trying to bring the real, where we can have real conversations, because what starts to happen is these type of conversations are not really allowed in the system. Now, I want you to understand this. For example, in the classroom, what's going on right now in 23 states, the way we talk right now, or really the way, now minus the cussing, let's talk about any history, anything is considered, is being plugged into this thing called CRT. Even though we was doing this shit before CRT was even a thing or even was popular.
What's CRT?
Critical race theory. So anytime we talk about white folks fucking people up, it can be labeled as CRT, and you can be fired or dismissed from your job. See, because this is what's coming, black folks. Now, also, we can't talk about certain things on these platforms. This is why we got to have our own. So if we serious about this shit, this is the pulpit. So the 10% you give to the pastor, turn around and give that to G&J.media, goddammit. Because the whole point is this. In the Bible itself, it says that if the tree is not bearing fruit, chop that motherfucker down and throw it in the fire. Now, I'm asking you right now, is what we've been doing working? And I'm going to also say this, family. The method that we are using right now, trying to fit into the system, a lot of motherfuckers keep on talking to us like that shit is new. We've been trying this shit for the last 150 years.
Or longer.
It don't take this long for a strategy to work.
Sure don't.
So if it's not working, we need to go and switch strategy. But we ain't gonna be able to have these conversations soon because we're gonna get blocked. Right? You know why we late right now? Tell them why we late right now, Navitta. Why the show didn't come on at 7 o'clock?
Because I was still at work. Dealing with young folks that were totally out of line.
Would you do this full time if you could?
Yes, of course. Of course I would. Of course.
But now, hold on. We got to go out, and a lot of y'all wouldn't even consider her doing this full time a real job. You think she should be able to do this for free, or I should be able to do this for free? I got to get up and pull shit up out my ass and talk about it every day.
And the thing about it is, not only do we do the show, but we live this outside of the show by working with young people. We have a program for young people, and we finance that program with our own money for young people. So, you know, any help we can get, $, capital G, capital N, capital J, capital M, EDIA is our cash app. $, G&J Media. And we do work with the young folks. We're trying to change this next generation, even if it's just a few.
We got to.
Even if it's just a few. Because what we producing right now, this shit ain't happening. Illumila had an incident in front of his store. What them motherfucking kids were saying to you and Alma that day?
Man, that motherfucker was about ready to, like, they wanted to take over the goddamn store.
What was they saying to you? Like, they was cussing at y'all and talking about suck my dick and all kind of shit. And then the one that told you that shit, he wasn't number like 8 or 9.
Right. And I told that motherfucker, I put that motherfucker against the wall. I said, motherfucker, let me tell you something. You get the fuck on from around here. You know what I'm saying? And he acted like he was the leader of the crew. When he started walking off, then the rest of the motherfucker went to following him.
Wow.
Now, where your motherfucking mama
He said, I think different. If I was a billionaire, I wouldn't be a billionaire. I would create a new millionaire in a different city in all 50 states until I die to swing the pendulum. We have black billionaires. Hold on. Sorry. We have black billionaires, no social media in our name, yet they use us to advertise their business.
All right, listen.
And that's true.
I hear you. But family, quoting somebody that a lot of black people don't like, Booker T. Washington, drop your bucket where you are. We don't need a millionaire to do this. All we need is, I'm going to tell you right now, all we need is 1,000 supporters. That's it.
That's it.
Buy a goddamn shirt, become a monthly, in a sense, subscriber, buy some goddamn ebooks, and we'll be able to employ people. Because all the shit we bring value. You know what I'm saying? And we're not the only ones.
Right.
It's other people out here doing shit. And if we were to do that, because I'm like this, I'm building for my tribe. I don't have time for everybody else out there. So, like, when we talking all this shit about black billionaires, them motherfuckers is not part of my tribe. The black millionaires are not part of my tribe. You know why? Because they have shown us who they are. I'm not sitting up here trying to convince them motherfuckers. But you know what? I do have a reach. Matter of fact, I go to Facebook right now. I'm gonna tell y'all the Reach of Gianni journey. On Facebook, the Reach of Gianni journey at this point in time, right now in this moment, is what that saying, Navitta? The people reach
6,809.
How many of them donating? How many of them are subscribing?
0.00.
No, we got 12.
We got 12. Okay.
We got 12.
Okay. You right.
And sometimes you got to call that shit out the way it is.
You know what I'm saying? We look at
put your money where your mouth is. Yeah.
The billionaires are selected. We got to understand this. They're not giving money. They're not giving money to motherfuckers that's really going to make a change.
Grassroots organizations that are really making a change.
If you got 6,000 people, then they should be able to touch, each one of them persons should be able to touch one more person. We ain't asked for 10 people, one more person, and that'd be 36,000 motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, and you can spread the word, but you know, I want to get back because we about to end the show, but we got to get back to disciplining.
We can't even get you motherfuckers to give $1. We can't even get you motherfuckers to give $1.
I'm gonna put the Cash App up on the screen.
Then you know
you won't have a goddamn opinion.
Yeah, that's the Cash App right there.
And also, right.
And I want to start posting some of the things that we do with the young folks.
Oh, we got a video coming out that's gonna be hot.
Not to be dramatic, but I'm obsessed with how much I just saved at Kohl's. I got 25% off Nike clothes for the kids, the cutest $39.99 flex hoodie for me, and got great Columbia gear for all our outdoor adventures. Did I mention the extra 20% off and the Kohl's cash I got? So yeah, not sure what I love more, fall deals or fall weather. Select styles, 20% offer ends October 3rd. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
We did it again. Verizon was just named America's most reliable network by Root Metrics for the 16th time in a row, proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon builds networks. That's why we're building 5G right. That's why there's only one best network, Verizon. Best and most reliable based on Root Metrics reports from second half 2013 to first half 2021 of 3 operators on all network types combined, not specific to 5G networks.
Because even when I see like some of the young kids around here that are not having the guidance that they have, in GMA, we provide a tribe and an accountability tribe. You donate whatever you want to donate.
Right.
Whatever you want to donate.
If you go to gnjmedia.support, the link is up there. You could do a $10 a month. You could do it for a year. You could do it per month. You could do it per however you want to do it.
Look, just do it for motherfucking 24 hours.
You know.
And we should get, if you do it for 24 hours, then we should get 10 times 6,000. You know, we're supposed to get that kind of money, whatever the fuck that is.
I mean, hey, now, but I hear what he's saying. But it's just saying that we reached 6,809 people. Now, and those people that are giving, we want to say, or that are investing in us, we want to say thank you.
We thank you and we appreciate you.
But what we need help with is you can share, you can like, you go speak about some of the stuff we talking about. We have to start expressing the culture and then start joining the tribe.
But so I want to get back to this before we leave though about these alley cat moms, because I like that term. You know something else these alley cat moms do? These alley cat moms, like I said, they don't like women, they don't like men. And then the men come, you can't get no man because you too busy being a fucking everything is like a feral fucking cat.
I told you don't come in from my door no more. You slam the goddamn door.
You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker come over and try to treat you nice, and then you want to complain about what the motherfucker done get. It ain't enough. Because you're too busy trying to strive to get shit like you want to be like
pack of cigarettes. You trying to get a pack of cigarettes, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And the mother trying to bring you $12,000.
No. I think about, for example, like a Cardi B, she'll make a song and she say, I don't cook, I don't clean, whoop-de-wop. Then y'all bitches make this your motherfucking motto. But I'm not going to be taking care of no bitch that's going to be like, all the time, bitch. I can't even come in from work and be like, you know, hey, baby, how's your day? And you, motherfucker, why you think my day was, motherfucker? You know what I'm saying?
Or either you pick the word. Or either they pick the worst part of the day and want to talk about that.
Right. Thank you so much, Roosevelt, for your donation.
We're gonna have the brother send you a thanks. Now check it out. I got to hook you up. Now it's better to do the G&J media support. You could do it on a monthly basis, but then with that, you get access to our library and stuff. We not only got a lot of stuff on there, we got a lot of stuff coming out. Right? Videos and all types of stuff.
Ebooks.
Huh?
We did say thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Oh, now he said I'm long with this nigga out there cussing motherfuckers out.
You know, that's the only way you're gonna get some money from them motherfuckers.
But you know, but the thing about it is, you know, that's another thing. And you know, as much as we, you know, the men and I understand
alley cat men too.
Because we got a lot of alley cat women that are producing alley cat men.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, you can't even say nothing.
Bulls and shit. You go to talk to them they go to. What you talking about, OG? Yeah.
No, that ain't Pitbull. That ain't a Pitbull.
No, these motherfucker alley cat men are the men that when you know you can't say nothing to them either. You can't give any constructive criticism. No. Every time you give any type of constructive criticism, they take an offense. They don't know how to take criticism because we have bought into this shit that everybody gets a goddamn trophy. Right. When they fuck up, you still get a reward. And there's no reward for fucking up.
And if you don't control the culture, that makes it dangerous because, like, as men, we have to check each other. And with men, there's an underlying tension there, right? Because a woman can feel safe and get up and cuss out men because she could get hurt, but more than likely, if they are men, she's gonna be all right. But there's an underlying tension with men. So if I have to give you some criticism, and you take that shit in the wrong way, right? That shit could go all the way left.
It could. That's why you.
All the way.
That's why you have to be in your tribe doing it with the people in your tribe. Because we can't just. It used to be a way back in the day when you could say something to other people's children and you wouldn't have suffer no consequences. But now you say something to the motherfuckers' kids, and then they go back and tell their mama, and then their mama come back and want to fight your ass because you told their kids to get the fuck off your porch, dropping all their shit and trash in your yard.
Or better yet, they tell their mom the untrue story, and she approaches you
without trying to find the facts. Yes,
without the facts. And then when you say that the children are lying, get offended because you called the motherfucker a liar.
Right. And Roosevelt said it's not always true. It's the source and delivery, and that's always important. Source and delivery, but working with somebody like, and Hatem works in public school and I work in corrections. Working with some of these people, it doesn't matter your delivery. I just feel like you just said something that did not praise me. And I know for a fact, just like the motherfucker today that I had to cuss the fuck out. Now he was Caucasian though, but I'm nice to everybody. I tell him I'm nice to everybody, but motherfucker, I am a killer, so don't push me. Because motherfucker, I tell you, okay, you can't do this and you can't do that, okay? And then this motherfucker, I'm like, well, what's wrong with you? I had a motherfucker getting high in one of my clients. I'm like, you over here high and shit. What, you in the loser committee now? And I guess I'm not supposed to say shit like that. However, the person I said that to, they were able to, it was palatable to them. And I didn't say it. I'm like, now you're trying to be a loser. Because the people who do these drugs, and you a loser. You fucking with that tune and shit. That's some loser shit. You know what I'm saying? And but you can say some shit like that to a young person, and they be, what you trying to say? I'm a loser. What do you mean? They can't. Right. That's loser behavior.
Right. And next thing you know, you got the whole family up there. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get your job. See, because with the culture that we have allowed to rise up from us through our oppression now, we can't even be honest with each other. We can't talk real talk to each other. This whole fake soft, everything is positive shit was not us.
And this is why the thing about Ma'at, though, people forget. Ma'at isn't just about positive. It's also about negative.
Nobody want to see that. See, they don't want to talk about the balance. We only want to talk about the positive piece, and nobody wants to address the shadow of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're gonna have justice, you need to have somebody that can execute.
Look, and something else we have to be honest. I remember was it what is his name? Killer Mike said this before. And I was this type of a person with a parent. Sometimes you got to tell your children too when they ain't good as shit. And we don't want to tell them. We want everybody to get a fucking trophy. You know what I'm saying? I remember when my son, and he's a phenomenal rapper now. But when he first started off rapping, I was like, nigga, you suck. You know what I'm saying? You ain't good at this shit. Now, either you're going to try to perfect your craft or give that shit up. Because right now, you suck. And I remember someone was like, oh my God, you told your son that? Yeah, he sucked, motherfucker. Was supposed to lie and pacify so he could grow up and with this false sense of he's good at some shit.
What the world gonna think of that shit?
The world wouldn't, because everybody ain't gonna be like, oh, they might say to your face, you good rapper, but you can't sell no CDs, nigga. You can't get no shows booked. You know what I'm saying? You just fucked up and so, so you be like, that shouldn't, I know that's something you might aspire to, but if you can't get any better than what you at, let that shit go, motherfucker. You suck. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just like some people want to be, an engineer. I had a young lady I work with. She wanted to be an engineer. When they got time to do calculus and shit, she said she told the teacher, look, just I'll take a D- and you won't see me again because I'm changing my major. But you know what? Her parents know that heifer wasn't good at math.
But nobody ever told her.
No one ever fucking told her.
No one ever told. See, but also with that also is that math is just like anything else. If you work at it, you get good at it. But you got to have that desire, that true desire to do it. So by us not being honest, our children start thinking they're supposed to be good at everything, and that's an injustice. That's a lie.
It's a lie, man.
You know what I'm
saying? That's why I told
we live lies.
That's why if they'd been like, well, if you want to be an engineer, you ain't that great at the basic algebra, and you won't have to step it up even more than that for engineering, it's the calculus type shit. So if you ain't good at math, I wouldn't suggest you do that unless you're going to try your best to do better at it. If that's something that you're like you said, you don't got a passion to be better at, you might want to consider going into something else.
And we give people the wrong advice. Like, for example, some of y'all out there got your children on this NFL and NBA dreams. You're not telling them that they need to sleep with a goddamn basketball or football. They need to wake up and be working out. No, you allow these motherfuckers sit around and tell you they going pro, sitting up there playing football on a goddamn video game, and that's all they do. And they chubby, and they don't play football in pee-wees. They don't play it in high school, and they don't play it in college. And you allow people to go around and lie. We lie to each other. We say what we think people want to hear or what we believe they need to hear, playing this self-esteem game. Let me tell you something right now. White folks don't give a fuck about your self-esteem, and they didn't give a fuck about their people's self-esteem when they was running around rolling your ass over.
And you know what else?
When they was packing you into boats.
Hold on. Roosevelt said that I tell them real, and I got 8, and they straight, because I keep it real with all of them. Straight A's, and they like that because I am real with them. 2 baby girls on scholarships, law, and medical school, and I'm trying and ain't lying, but I feel you. Then that's right.
That's right.
You guiding them right.
That's
right. Guiding them right.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But you can't, like what Killer Mike said, some of people like, you can't be that. You can't be anything you want to be. No. If you ain't inclined or you're not willing to put that work in to do that, you might pick something that you're more passionate about. Right. You can't be, like the sister told me, that engineering shit that she was going into, she was some type of engineer that required her to learn a lot of fucking math. She got to that shit and was like, whoa.
It does.
And
but one thing too,
make a whole change.
One thing too is that you need to be honest with your kids about this NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, all of these sports and shit. It's less than 1% of the world population that gets in that shit, man.
Yeah. Less than 1% of the 1%.
Yeah. 53 people on the football team. 53. How many people we got here? 600 billion or some old shit like that.
There ain't no goddamn 600 billion. You exaggerate.
There's a lot of people
but there's a lot of us, man. We talking about blacks, whites, and whoever. You got 100 and some motherfuckers on a college football team. See, and only 1 or 2 of them get picked.
But this is the issue for me, Illumila. I've never been one to want to crush somebody's dream, but I want to be honest about your efforts towards it. I had one.
Effort is one thing.
Hold on. I had, but he only played basketball every now and then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Coaches used to come get him to play.
You ain't trying to go to the pros.
Rest in peace, Brian. Right? My oldest Brian.
Okay.
Because I got 3 Brians. But I had one who was young. He slept with a basketball. He woke up dribbling. The nigga woke up. He had football. He always had
aspiration.
He wanted to play, right? Because somebody in his family was a professional football player. So he got to see what they had to do. So he knew what he wanted to do. And he did everything all the way up until the white girls got at him. But
you know what?
I should have never. That was my fault. I should have never let him leave my house. You know what I'm saying? But the point was, he was doing so. I can support that because he was true to it. And then on top of that, he was bringing okay grades. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now I can support that rather than somebody who just do something every now and then and just has a little bit of natural about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They're not passionate. They're not. Look, that's not their. They don't have this real drive.
I know people who were of the same nature.
Right.
Great basketball players in high school, great basketball players in middle school. But then when they got to high school, then they don't want to go to high school no more. And then they want to call themselves, want to go to UA, whatever that shit is.
Mm-hmm.
And
the
all AIUA, whatever the fuck it is. And then all of a sudden, motherfucker go to smoking this.
Right.
And all of a sudden, that interest leave. You see what I'm saying? So you wind up being nothing, motherfucker. You wind up being a truck driver.
That's not nothing.
On a Coca-Cola truck.
But hold on. That's not
nothing.
See, because one thing that I could
I'm just saying, man, you got to be dedicated to whatever the fuck it is
and that's
you're
the
doing.
piece.
Right.
That's the piece. Because what happens is, even if you don't make it, that dedication and that drive that you have can be guided to something else. The same work ethic. Because the same work ethic that it took to get you to the college level or even through high school football is the same work ethic that you might need to become a pipe fitter or to become an electrician. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
But now
you could be, look, I agree to all of that. But if football, baseball, basketball is your motherfucking dream, then you got to be focused and dedicated to that shit.
Exactly. But that's where we come in. See, what we do is, first off, I'm gonna tell y'all this. This some other shit. This some other shit that y'all need. We come, our culture, listen to all throughout Africa. Now, I'm gonna have to get the documentation because I'm talking like those motherfuckers that say that no one in Africa is whooping kids. Somebody over in Africa is whooping kids. Somebody in Ghana right now getting their ass beat. But anyway, we come from a culture of mastery. A lot of you motherfuckers living your life scared. You say, hey, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I don't tell my kids that. I tell my kids, put all your eggs in one basket. Nigga, watch the basket. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen nobody go to get eggs with more than one basket. You would think they were crazy. We'd say all the dumbest shit in the world. We tell our kids to be generalists when we all know that it's the masters that get paid. So if you have a child, whether they are good at math and they say they won't be an engineer, you're lying to them about their skills, and you tell them that they're good because they're getting A's in a public school and they're not doing any extra work, you lying to your kids, and you're allowing your kids to lie to their goddamn selves. Same thing with those of you who got kids that are good at sports, but they're not dedicating. Like this man down here said, he got a son that dribble. He tells his son he got to dribble 2 hours. You need to wake up with a goddamn basketball if you're gonna compete with these individuals.
Goddamn right. Because that's the best of the best.
You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with the math. You're gonna have to fall asleep working on that shit. Because when you get dedicated like that, there's nothing that can stand in your way.
That's what we talking about.
That's what we talking about. And I ain't talking about this wish magic that a lot of you Afrocentric spiritual bastards is doing. I can't stand. Some of y'all I can't even stand. You crystal carrying musty motherfuckers. I can't stand some of y'all.
He did not say crystal carrying musty.
Or either you telling the motherfucker to go pray about it.
Right.
Motherfuck that. You need to do about it. You need to do about it. You need to have a pencil and paper and working the fucking problems every night.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We didn't pray the pyramids up. We didn't pray into these empires. We got that shit. Understand that. None of that shit was handed to us.
Right.
That's right. And we didn't get it just because we was natural at it. We got it because we worked at it.
We worked at it. And that's what we need to be talking about. Working at it. Don't come here talking about I ain't got it. Go get it, motherfucker. Sit at the table 7-8 hours until you get it.
Ain't that something? But for some of us,
said they whoop kids, and the continent ain't all wild animals running loose on the Discovery Channel. They got cities with a lot of metropolis like New York or Chicago that people don't know that. Yes, they do. And I know Baba Carter. You probably don't know Baba Carter.
I know Baba Carter.
Baba Carter used to have remember that picture he used to have with all those metropolis throughout Africa that he used to sell? And it was real nice. And they had all these beautiful cities in Africa.
Shit, I've been
You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
I know you have. You know what I'm saying? I know you have. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, Ghana looks good. I'm just telling you. You know, I've been there, right? And I'm just letting y'all know. I've been to one country. And I know it's other people that's been there. And a lot of us, I mean, we come up with these concepts that make it impossible. That set are people at a standard that we could never achieve. They were people who were experiencing life, that was suffering, that was struggling just like us. Some of y'all set up Africa as if it was some type of paradise that was walled off from all issues and all types of shit. We was fighting each other. We was doing all the same shit that we doing right now. Part of the reason that West Asia was able to come over there because they were able to play in between us because we had different groups. Stop it with the bullshit. Let's get working. And like I said, once again, I'm not fucking with people that I'm looking for my tribe. That's all I'm looking for. Everybody else, if you got time, you go out and say, I'm looking for those who have already made it to a certain level because I only got so many more years here. I ain't got time to be educating some of y'all. I leave that to the young people. We need those of us that have a certain level of consciousness need to come together and get the building.
Okay, Roosevelt. Roosevelt said, read the Bible, my mom say. Praise God. I say, who is the author? Don't trust that book, but that's another subject. Okay, 100. Okay, I quit. Sorry, y'all let me listen. Sorry, y'all.
But you're right.
But you're right. But you're right.
Because that's the other side.
Like you said, that's another subject, right. And that's going to be another show. We're
and that's the other side.
We talked about it a little
right.
bit on the show,
right.
and you see what happened that day.
That's the other side of the crystal carrying musty Afrocentric motherfucker. You got the Bible thumping, smelling good motherfucker that do the same thing. And then we also, because we can talk about Islam too. We got a bunch of believers. We got people who want to believe in magic. God damn it. You know what I'm saying?
Magic ain't gonna get it, motherfucker.
Allah don't work for you. You work for Allah. Jesus don't work for you. You work for Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? The consciousness doesn't work for you. You work for it. See, and we got a bunch of people that got it backwards.
Right.
You got it backwards. You think it's supposed to be working for you. You think the world rotates around you, and that's not the fact.
You're supposed to be working for it. Well,
you rotate around the world, motherfucker, right?
So, well, it's time to go. It's
time to rock.
Over an hour.
We want to thank y'all for showing up. We want to thank y'all for
tuning in.
We want
thank you again, Roosevelt, for your donation. It's much appreciated.
We want y'all to continue to preach effort to your children. Effort equals success.
And start practicing this the M7 or what we call the Nguza Saba. We got to start putting the meat on the bones. We got to start having these conversations at our job. We got to start talking about our principles. We got to start talking about our way of life. And I know it makes some people feel uncomfortable, but you need to make some of our people feel uncomfortable so you know who with you and who not. Because if the balloon go up, as my stepdad used to tell me, you need to know who on your side and who ain't.
That's right.
Okay.
You need to know who you gonna have to shoot before they shoot your ass. Because it's gonna be a lot of us on the other side. Just let y'all know.
Okay.
What did you say?
You never do a show without him to the left. He has to say motherfucker every show, but I love the podcast. Talk about
motherfucker.
Okay. The motherfucker. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll be back next week. We may have a showtime change because of my new work schedule, and
we'll keep y'all informed.
Keep y'all informed, and be sure to go to GMA Journey Media on Facebook and like our page.
And tell somebody.
Tell somebody. The page is G. Let me just spell it out on there, and it's on Facebook. You can like the page.
Tell somebody. Don't just say go there. Just give them write on a piece of paper and give it to them.
And we have all kind of information there.
I forgot to send an email out. We usually send out an email at the beginning of shows. If you want to get on our email list, go to gnj.media. At the bottom of the page, you have a follow button, and you can just put your name, your email address in there. You get an email for all the shows. I forgot to send one out for this show because we started late, and I apologize to all of those people who be checking the emails.
And we also have I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, free e-courses and stuff too. So free gnjecourse.com. You can find a little bit more about the tribe. Where is it? This type free gnjecourse.com.
There you go.
And we're gonna go back to how we used to give away. We're gonna start doing some more giveaways on the show. And so thanks for tuning in. And we'll see y'all sometime next week. Same black time, probably. Same black channel.
Around the same black. It's gonna be the same black channel. Might not be the same black time.
But it'll be the same black channel. Thanks for tuning in. We love y'all. Peace. Let's see here. Let me see what I want to do here. What is it? This
Graphics.
Okay, let's see. Hold on, y'all. Let's see here. Let's do this.
What is a lion without his pride? What is a whale without his pod? What is a monkey without his troop? What is a wolf without his pack? The answer is very simple. They are the same thing that a human being is without a tribe. Pray.
With MailChimp, you get more than a URL. You get an all-in-one marketing platform to help drive sales. With things like data-driven recommendations and powerful automation tools. Get started today at MailChimp.com/smartmarketing. MailChimp, built for growing businesses.
We did it again. Verizon was just named America's most reliable network by Root Metrics for the 16th time in a row, proving once again that nobody builds networks like Verizon builds networks. That's why we're building 5G right. That's why there's only one best network, Verizon. Best and most reliable based on Root Metrics reports from second half 2013 to first half 2021 of 3 operators on all network types combined, not specific to 5G networks.